Good day, Indonesia! Greeting entrepreneurs and welcome to Scaling Up Your Startup the High Impact Way webinar highlight, a part of a Nurture to Scale program. My name is Rizky Ray Ramadan from Endeavor Indonesia as your host for today. And for 45 to 60 minutes will accompany all of you in this session. Thank you to all of you who took the time to attend this event. I promise that you will get a great insight from today's webinar. Now, before we start, I want to inform you if you have any questions regarding to the Nurture to Scale program during the session, do not hesitate to write it in on the chat box and our team will collect it and we will try to answer it in the Q&A session. Now, before we start, I want to tell you a bit the stories behind of all this program. UK-Indonesia Tech Hub was developed in September 2019 by the UK government's Department for Digital Culture, Media and Sport, DCMS, to build a digital ecosystem that will facilitate sustainable economic growth and development for Indonesia, while Endeavor is the world leading community to high impact entrepreneurs. Founded in 1997, Endeavor is a global organization with the mission to unlock the transformational power of entrepreneurship by selecting, supporting, and investing in the world's top founders. British Embassy through UK-Indonesia Tech Hub together with Endeavor Indonesia combine this strong entrepreneurship ecosystem support and connection to raise awareness about Indonesia tech entrepreneurial ecosystem to the public by running Nurture to Scale program and making it the right place for any startups that looking for a platform to growth. We believe that scaling up your startup in the right way with a great support from the communities and the ecosystem, it will help the process to achieve and bring a high impact at the end of the scale-up process. Now, for further discussion about the program, we would like to invite our speakers today. First, we have Ms. Rachmalia Okkie Nikijuluw as UK-Indonesia Tech Hub Director, British Embassy, Jakarta, and then Pak Wayah Wiroto as the Managing Director, Endeavor Indonesia. And last but not least, we have Ms. Stefanie Kurniadi as the founder and COO of Foodizz.id and our proud Endeavor entrepreneur. Now, I will let them to introduce themselves so you can get know more about them. Now, first, please welcome Ms. Rachmalia Okkie Nikijuluw as UK-Indonesia Tech Hub Director from British Embassy, Jakarta.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Rizky. Good morning, Pak Wayah. Good morning, Stefanie, and of course, everybody who is watching here today. I am currently running the UK-Indonesia Tech Hub here at the British Embassy and leading the program that we run through the tech hubs that is actually placed globally around the world as well. So we look forward to creating impactful changes within the digital ecosystem and of course, creating a stronger bond between the UK and Indonesia relationship in the area of technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Okkie, for the introduction. Now, I will let Pak Wayah please stand by because I will let the ladies first, yeah? So for the next one, please welcome Ms. Stefanie Kurniadi as the founder and CEO of the Foodizz.id as also our Endeavor entrepreneurs.
Okay, thank you for letting me introduce myself first, Mas Wayah. Okay, hi, Okkie, and everyone here. My name is Stefanie. You can call me Steph. Actually, I've been as an entrepreneur in the last 12 years and joining the Endeavor ecosystem since 2018. And also right now, I'm running Foodizz, the first F&B education technology platform in Indonesia. So this is actually not my first enterprise. And the first enterprise as well, we established an F&B group. So we start building F&B business from zero to hundreds of outlets around Indonesia, as well as part of the Endeavor supporting system to support us bringing entrepreneurship when we start learning how to grow and scale the business as well. Right now, actually, what I'm doing is mostly most to social impact company. So we grow and educate lots of F&B entrepreneurs so they can know what are the knowledge that they have to learn in our platform. We have more than 100,000 of F&B business owners that learn together in the Foodizz platform.
Thank you very much, Baste, for the great introduction. Now, last but not least, the most handsome speaker, I guess, in this session. Please welcome Wayah Wiroto as the Managing Director of Endeavor Indonesia.
Great. Thank you very much, Okkie. Hi, everybody. Okkie, thank you for also attending this event. Steph, so nice to see you again. It's been quite a long time since we kind of like, paneling together again. So it's been a pleasure to have both of the ladies here in our events together. This event is being managed by British UK-ID Tech Hub and also with our organization, Endeavor Indonesia. I'm the Managing Director of Indonesia. I've been with Endeavor since 2.5 years. Endeavor is a community of high-impact entrepreneurs, currently represented in 40 countries across the globe. In Indonesia, we have about 63 entrepreneurs representing about 48 startups. Currently, we just did one this morning, so hopefully it will continue to our international selection panel, and we will have 64 plus 49 companies by the end of this month. So look forward for a great discussion and sharing session this morning. Thank you, Okkie.
Thank you very much, Mas. Really great information. I guess it's really great news for all of us here. Now, everyone, since we already know our three speakers, let's move out into our main event, the panel discussion. We really cannot wait to discuss with all the panelists. Now, the first question, I think this question, it will be for all of you guys. We know that we already discussed about Indonesia tech entrepreneurial ecosystem, right? But I really want to know from your view or from your opinion, what do you think about Indonesia tech entrepreneurial ecosystem in this era today, in comparison with the region or the world? I guess I'll be started with Okkie first, representing the UK-ID Tech Hub. And we really want to know what do you think about this, man?
Thank you for the first question, Ikki. So I think in my experience, Indonesia is possibly one of the most attractive market, especially around Southeast Asia. After Singapore, if we're talking about the tech sector or just entrepreneur, perhaps Wayah and Stefanie will agree or to disagree. But also because we can identify with its size, its growth opportunities. There's a vibrant startup ecosystem, and if we look at some reports and studies, it's been recognized that Indonesia could become one of the top 5 largest economy within the next 2 to 3 years as well. So if we're talking about the entrepreneur tech ecosystem, we're talking about the growth of the economy through the internet economy. Indonesia is recognized for being an on-demand market, from what I can recognize in the last 10 years, and with the experience that I've been having within the work that I have within the area of technology or just in general service. And being in an on-demand market, it allows a number of startups that I think we can see as well here, or apps that are providing those on-demand services. We can say Indonesians are quite impatient. And also, you can agree, and things like food deliveries are instant good deliveries. And there's also telemedicine, which has grown in the last year with the pandemic, and how access to medical services are highly on demand. Can we meet doctors quicker? Can we get access to medication information quicker? So I think there is, it has yet to fully mature. I think there's still a lot of potential red tapes that could be, or barriers that can be pushed. But I think the current players, and of course the investors in this realm are making quite a big change, not only within policy, but also the technology and the innovation that could be provided for the Indonesian market and could go beyond throughout the Southeast Asia Pacific market as well.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting. Thank you, Mbak. Okay, but I really want to know also because Pawaya, you also come from. I mean, you come from the Endeavor Indonesia, right? Like we are also the ecosystem of the entrepreneurial. I really want to know here first from your side, and then maybe the last. I want to ask straight away to into Mbak Stefanie because she's in the part from the entrepreneurial players, right? So probably from you first, Pawaya.
Okay. Thank you, Ki. Well, and the Indonesian entrepreneur ecosystem is probably, if we look at the market, we are among the largest in ASEAN. So, look at China, India, in Asia Pacific, and then you have also definitely Japan. Indonesia would come, I think, there after those countries, because we are the largest market here in ASEAN, like what Okkie mentioned. But one of the most intriguing part that made a very significant difference within our entrepreneurial ecosystem is the penetration of the digitalization that the government infrastructure that the government has built within these last 5 years. And I think that is one of the biggest push. How does the economy, the internet economy of Indonesia has tremendously developed within the last 5 years. So, for example, I can make one example from one of our EEs, like e-fishery. About 5 years ago that they started, it's very difficult for them to convince farmers to change into a smartphone and IoT and everything and so on, because smartphone is still expensive and everything. So nowadays you can buy a smartphone with less than 1 billion rupiah, and the adoption of this technology, because everybody is using it. The telecommunication providers, the connectivity goes until the rural areas. Now the penetration goes up to 197 million of the total population. So you can imagine how big is the coverage of this internet economy in Indonesia itself. Now, with that infrastructure installed by our government, we were able, to enhance the establishment, or let's say the revival of these our startups due to this, infrastructure, plus also the numbers of ecosystem player who supports all of these significant, movement. You can see the number of VCs that comes into Indonesia in the last 5 years. 5 years ago was quite rare. Now there are hundreds of them. Ecosystem builder and player like us, not just only at the latest stage, but the initial stage, at seed stage, at incubator, accelerator. It's previously was only few. Now we have, hundreds of them available, and they're also available across the country as well. Unfortunately, with all of these ecosystem growing, still that is concentrated in Java. Yeah, I mean, majority of our Endeavor entrepreneur is also based in Jakarta, or at least in Bandung, like Steph and her colleagues. We have one or two maybe in Surabaya, in Bali, but that's it. I mean, it takes a larger than just only an infrastructure in the economy in order to build up your startup to go further, especially on the series of fundraising and then the continuation of that company as well. I think Steph will be able to share on that in much more details. But I would just like to, close my opinion on one thing. Indonesia is very vibrant, but unfortunately, the focus still in Java or maybe in Sumatra, but it has not been spread out evenly across all the Indonesian. And Indonesia is not just only Java and Sumatra. It is, it's a huge country. So we look forward with this program, with the support from the British Embassy, that this nurture to scale, we would be able to support majority of the founders, especially women founders as well. As you know, the women founders have very different types of challenges. Then we have also Steph on that one as well, can share her experience on that. Though, I don't want to say that there is no differences between male and female founders, but yeah, facts do shows that female founders do face a lot more challenges when they are starting up and building up their own companies. So I'm hoping that the collaboration of this, I mean, for us, we are a community builder, ecosystem builder. We have, collaboration with different types of government. Hopefully, all of these collaboration would always develop and also nurture the development of establishment of the future startups to go and much more continuously expand themselves in the ecosystem. So thank you, Ikkie.
All right, but well, thank you very much. That's really, really great insight. But I guess continuing with I really want to know about what do you think about the tech entrepreneurial ecosystem? But Wayah has already raised a bit about the challenges, especially as you as a women founder, right? Actually, the second question is actually I really want to know also as the entrepreneurial in Indonesia, is what is actually the common struggles that you be faced, especially for a woman-led, right? So probably you can tell us a bit about your opinion about the tech entrepreneurial ecosystem, and maybe you can share a bit about your story. What are you actually facing as the challenges and also as the common struggles in Indonesia tech entrepreneurial ecosystem? Please, Blaste.
Yeah, okay, right. I think I want to comment about the challenges itself because actually it's the way we are thinking, right? When we see if we are the female founders, I think it's more than we have lots of benefits, I think, compared to the challenges itself because of we are female founders, we have lots of benefits in social interactions. Like I think the more rejection is when the male founders is having asking for meetings, and as well as because as female founders we have lots of attentions. And I think also I want to comment about the tech industry as well in Indonesia, because I think the potential market is there, but I'm 100% agree about the exposure itself, because as we know that if we have like business ideas and then we want to grow team or we want to expand our network or business, sometimes the hubs, the business hubs or the infrastructure or the incubators system and everything else is mostly restricted in the big cities as well. So I think that's one of the challenges that we are facing. And as in Foodizz also, we have several programs that talks more intense to the college students and the high school students. More of them are likely to entering the entrepreneurial area more compared to like if we talk about 3 to 5 years before, because we see that the exposure and the awareness of the entrepreneurship, I think it's more like spreading huge right now. And the Gen Z as well, as you know, they are the philanthropic generation, like they're more want to do lots of impacts and then want to do more to their society as well. And also, I think the challenge itself is about the industrial knowledge. So I think when the business owners or founders wants to succeed in their field, if they want to solve something with the technology itself, I think the context of the industry is one of the main thing. If we see that lots of tech founders or businesses unable to scale or to grow their products or product or market acquisition, is because they failed to finding the fundamental of pain points of the industry. So I think one of the things that we have to highlight is how we as a catalyst or as a platform, we can connect not only for the tech founders, but also to the best practice of the industry. For example, in Foodizz ecosystem, actually we also collaborate with lots of tech founders. And then because we have all of the communities and more than 100,000 F&B business players, so we can help them to identify where are the exact pain points and how to penetrate their products itself, so the technology itself can really solve the pain points of the industry as well. Yeah, and I think the last one is about the main common struggles for F&B, especially for the business owners and the founders. I think it's about the awareness of we get to know how to scale the business itself, because mostly the founders can starting up their business, and then they can successfully acquiring those markets, but most of the challenges are they don't have any great or wide knowledge about how to scale up. I think that's one of the things that we have to help to spread all of the knowledge and the skills on the scaling up.
Okay, wow, thank you very much, Baste. That's very, very interesting. It makes me that I really want to ask to Okkie, but you heard by Stefanie, all the challenges and then the common struggles. And I know that you've been doing with UK-ID Tech Hub, UK-ID Tech Hub since 2019, right? What is actually that, are you seeing the same things of challenges or the common struggles that being faced with the other entrepreneurial, or as an ecosystem players or the ecosystem builders, you saw that there's another thing that actually very, very common to be as a struggle for the other entrepreneur? I really want to hear from you, Okkie, from your side.
Yeah, thank you. I think those were really insightful sharing as well from Wayah and Stefanie. I myself have not worked in tech probably as long as you guys have, but I think when we started operating the UK-Indonesia Tech Hub here in late 2019, we were just building and recognizing the current position of the tech ecosystem, or just the entrepreneurial ecosystem in general as a whole, before the pandemic hit. So when we came in to operate and deliver programs in supporting the build of this ecosystem through capacity building programs, we were struck by the pandemic, and we had to go into crisis response mode. And what that means was, how can we still play a very crucial part in supporting the building of the ecosystem through this digital transformation that Indonesia was going through, but not only for the startup sector or the key players in the startup industry, but also other groups of marginalized women, who are micro, small, medium enterprise owners, and who have businesses who are partially online and struggling through this particular digital transformation. But if we're talking in the level that Stefanie or Wayah mentioned, I think these are for tech entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs at a larger scale. I do second the idea that skill is still something that needs to be worked on. I think access to a number of information, skills and training, not only that, but also access to capital, and that capital as a whole, affects not only the small micro entrepreneurs, but also the larger business owners as well, to make sure that the sustainability of their business continues. And I think that's when we go into business continuity, right? How long can that particular business survive? So the points are there, and I do see that there are these challenges, not only access to this upskilling, but also access to connection with the right people, the right industry. That networking is something that plays a big part, and also access to capital, which I find is quite trending, and of course in the last few years, especially when we're talking about business continuity. So hopefully through this particular program, Nurture to Scale, we can support a number of these companies to go and scale the right way, the best way, not only through skills, points of skills to scale up their business, but also them as founders. I think leadership skills play a really big role as well. So that's basically the view that I do have, and I hope that through this program and the work that we are doing with Endeavor will play even a small part in building that and growing businesses, especially within the tech entrepreneurship area as well.
All right. Wow. Thank you very much, Okkie, for that. Now, Wayah, Okkie is already tell about the program. Right? You guys, both from UK-Indonesia Tech Hub and also Endeavor, already collaborate for Nurture to Scales. Now, maybe I really want to hear from you. Can you share a bit? What is actually Nurture to Scale? What is actually the point of the program? What the goals, and what did you expect from the entrepreneurs to join this program?
Well, okay, thank you, Iki. So Nurture to Scale is a scale-up program to nurture the startup entrepreneurs in Indonesia by providing them access to resources, successful founders, key industry leaders, and mentors that are powered by our collaboration of UK, Indonesia Tech Hub, and Endeavor Indonesia. So this program combines strong entrepreneurship ecosystem, which is coming from our rapport that has extended for about almost 25 years since we were established in 1997. In Indonesia, we were established in 2012. Our network comprises of 2,000, almost I think 2,200 Endeavor entrepreneurs now, and then also about 3,000 mentors across the globe. So these, participants who will be participating in Nurture to Scale will have exposure to these networks as well. And the program provide access also definitely like what Okkie has mentioned, connection not just only through these networks of successful entrepreneurship leaders, but also mentors, plus definitely access to capital, which in this case, investors. And I think at the end of the program, they will be exposed to major venture capitals who will be looking and sitting down together with them and see the potential of having these VCs to be investing in their startups. So on top of that, this program will be targeting about 35 very selected startup companies in Indonesia. They should be based in Indonesia, and they will be exposed to high impact workshops. We have also group mentoring. We are connecting them with high impact community, and they will gain clarity in terms of their business growth and direction to scale. In terms of their personal, they will be also increasing their personal growth, not just only at their business. So on the CEO level and the founders level, they will also increase on that. They will get advice from unbiased advices from our mentors, and then access to all the hubs connectivities, and then definitely leveraging the investors network for their fundraising. So I think that's I think the most important topic that I can share about the Nurture to Scale program, and I'm very interested to have this program to be running in the next 3 to 4 months. And then we hope that there is a participation, active one. We are getting quite a lot of responses, positive responses so far. So I'm hoping that we're still opening our registration and closing with the number of registrants that required by our program. Okkie.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Mas Wayah, for sharing the information. It's very, very clear. I think for all the entrepreneurs, I hope you heard and listened for the information that Wayah already said. The question that very next is actually, but say you already become part of our Endeavor entrepreneurs. So you have that experience to joining a program, right? To get all insight from our Endeavor networks and everything. I really want you to share to all these entrepreneurs that right now watching us. Can you share a bit what is actually the benefit to joining the support system like this, and actually any advice that they can take from you to joining the program like this? So please, Mr. Can you share it to all entrepreneurs in here?
Yeah. I think one of the most memorable experience in my entrepreneurial journey is joining the Endeavor family. Yeah, right. That's right. I'm mentioning about family because what I feel is like when we are entering the network of Endeavor, actually we're not like entering an organization or just a partner, but what I'm feeling in the rest of the years joining the Endeavor network is that we're having a new huge family, like that's all over the world. In part of my journey in growing my business, actually, when we see that we want to find out about the solution about what we're challenge we are facing. For example, we're visiting several countries from the US and then from other countries as well. The main thing that we only have to do is like, okay, can we meet or get connected into someone or several communities from the Endeavor network? And I think that's part of our business trips is mostly like we're meeting several partners and new business partners all over the world from the Endeavor network. So that's the one point. And then the other one is there are main things that we have to aware about. What are the main factors if we want to grow our business or to scale our business? The main thing is about knowledge. And having a knowledge is, I think, is not an easy thing. I think you probably think right now it's easy to get the knowledge. You just open the YouTube and then open the Google and as well. But I think how the knowledge is delivered contextual to our business, I think that's one of the most important. And from the Endeavor network, knowledge is something that we have a lot of exposure from their programs. And then I think one of the best thing is like when we are not joining the Endeavor, we don't have like the proper business plan, and then we start to creating our proper business plan and then learning about the business valuation, and then our process in onboarding our investors as well is part of the mentoring session as well from the Endeavor network. And all of the knowledge that we have is actually that's the fundamental thing, because we want to talk about scaling up, we want to talk about acquiring more customers, and then increasing lots of numbers in our business. I think the knowledge is as the fundamental side. And then the second one of the most important thing is actually about the network, because especially if you run your business not in the big cities as well, but if you're joining the right network, I think the most important thing, if we want to collaborate, if we want to access lots of new resources for our business as well, network is something really important. And as mentioning, the first highlights that I want to share is about having a very fundamental family in your business, is about creating a great network in the future, because you never know what kind of challenge that you're going to face in the next phases of your business. And I think one of a part of that I feel like in our business as well is because we're in the part of a great and very productive network as well.
Wow, thank you very much, Mbak. I hope that all the entrepreneurs will hear all of your suggestions. Take the notes, guys. That's very, very important. Then I want to continue to Mbak Okkie. Mbak, you heard the program, you heard from the side of the entrepreneurial, right? I really want to know from the UK-ID Tech Hub, what is actually did you expect from the entrepreneurs who joined the program? What did you really want to get from them when they are joining the program, Mbak Okkie?
Yeah, so this program is actually really exciting. I remember speaking to Endeavor a few times about Wayah as well, about creating this particular program, as this is the first one for us to work with existing and operating startups and helping them scale bigger, perhaps also giving them an opportunity, what it feels and what it is to scale up potentially globally as well. Because coming in from the UK-Indonesia Tech Hub, or the UK side of technology sector, we hope to create an even bigger and more impactful ecosystem in Indonesia to eventually create a stronger connection with the UK ecosystem. The ambition is high, it's big, but we never aim small because then that kind of limits us. So the expectation really for the participants to join Nurture to Scale are to maximize the opportunity that they are given, and through the program, not only the skills that are being mentored or taught, the connections they're making, but also how can they be more innovative, and how can we provide more for the Indonesian market? How can we do better, and how can that particular business potentially scale globally as well, and bringing that innovation and that creativity and leadership globally outside of Indonesia. I think that's the impact that we're going for. This being a highly impactful, 8-week program, we hope that every single participant maximizes it to the fullest. I think not only UK-Indonesia Tech Hub and Endeavor, but there's always high expectations, but only because obviously the spot is for the deserving, and we're very excited. I'm very excited actually to meet the potential candidates as well, to see who we'll be working with and seeing how they can grow beyond the program. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much. I think that's really going to be a really great invitation for all the great entrepreneurs that are right now watching us in here. Now, Wayah, I think the time is going to continue for the Q&A session, because we have already several lists of questions from the entrepreneurs that already watch us. But I want you to invite all the entrepreneurs that are right now watching us to join this Nurture to Scale program. So probably a little bit word from you to ask them to join this program, Wayah, of course.
Sure. First, let me just kind of add to some of the information that I shared earlier. So this program is actually focusing, I'm really sorry. Hopefully the background noises are not that loud.
No,
because Azan is now just starting.
It's okay, but it's okay.
Yeah. So the Nurture to Scale is inviting all founders from the tech-enabled startup based in Indonesia. Definitely are prioritized for women-led startups in health tech, COVID responses, disaster response tech, SME focus, climate change, humanitarian response, and women education and empowerment business. So those are the first startups that we are looking for. And this is an 8-week programs that we would love to get everyone involved, like what Ste has shared with you. Get connected with the community. It's this peer-to-peer connection, getting involved with all the advices from our mentors, which are very focused and tailored. And definitely within this 8 weeks program, we will then look at the challenges that you are facing. And within that 8 weeks, we'll try to at least give you a strategy or pathway on how to address these challenges, and then be able to continue in a much more, clear pathway in and then implementing the strategy in making sure that the company will grow in the future. So I'm inviting, any startups that has interest to join, especially women founders, join our Nurture to Scale program. We are open on registration, so look up at our Instagram, our website, and also all of our connectivity, our community partners and everything and so on, and try to connect. And definitely we have the program leader here, Rizky. So those who are now joining this program, you can connect directly to him as well. So I'm inviting everyone to join and hopefully be interested, or at least have the courage to get an early discussion with us, to kind of like open communication, what the program is and what can we actually do for you by registering. Then that kind of opportunity, I think we can develop.
Thank you very much, Wayah, and thank you very much for the introduction as the program manager. All right, thank you very much, all speakers. This is really, really great discussion for today. But let's continue for the Q&A session. It's really surprised. I have a lot of a question list right now that happened. I think it's all from the YouTube and all from the LinkedIn. So, okay, entrepreneurs, bear with us. I'll try to ask the speakers to answer all the questions, but really sorry if we only answer some of it because of the limitation of the time. Now, for the first question from Hirus Hill 21. Hirus Hill 21. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Putra from Bandung. I'm actually a student, and right now I'm creating a startup. I saw that very important of the ecosystem and how to develop it. But how we can find the right ecosystem? That's really interesting. You can already saw everything of the question, right? Mbak Ste, Pak Wayah, and Mbak Okkie. Probably this one will be for Pak Wayah and Mbak Okkie. Maybe Mbak Okkie first that can answer this question, Mbak Okkie.
I would direct this question to Steph, actually.
Yes, actually, I was going to say.
Okay, good.
Because I'm in Bandung as well.
And you know the ecosystem there.
You know, if we are answering that, it seems that we're promoting, but you know, getting it from Steph.
You're very transparent. So yes, Stefanie, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Actually, lots of things that it's a hard thing to join an ecosystem, but the most simple way you are joining the ecosystem is actually by following an Instagram account, for example, following the Endeavor account, and then following the UK-ID Hub Tech, and then following Foodizz and everything, because that's the first step. And then when you're already on that kind of online ecosystem, you have to actively joining the activations or the events or the programs. I think from my personal experience, those kind of simple actions is actually bringing me from out of nowhere, and then suddenly I'm among of those great entrepreneurs, great networks, and so on. I think especially for Putra, if you already have an idea or already have like a simple business idea, I think it's very great if you join the program as well. So I think it's really become a starting point, because from there you're like there are something like pushing you out, and then pushing those kind of something like sometimes we don't have any courage or motivations, but if you're among of the programs or you're joining a program, I think you will learn a lot about those kind of simple things for building your business as well. And if you have time, you can come to Foodizz actually, in Dago, across Kartikasari Dago, there is Foodizz campus. If you want to talk more about business ideas, ecosystem, we're very open up for that, and we have lots of programs as well for the universities in Bandung as well. So I'll be waiting.
Thank you very much, Mbak. It's a good way to promote. Also, really great for that one. Really happy for it. Okay, we heard already from straight away. Yeah, Pak.
Let me just add something. When we're looking at a community, look at how that community actually benefit you in a way. It gives you the network, you know. And I think one of the best. Some of the quotes that I can say after 2.5 years that I'm also working with Endeavor, coming from all of the Endeavor entrepreneurs that I met, they really appreciate the sharing of their peers. So getting to know their peers, getting to know that kind of sharing directly from entrepreneurs. And with that kind of sharing, they understood that there are mistakes that they cannot do because they got news or information directly from their fellow, entrepreneurs. So if you don't get a benefit from that community, then just be objective. Why waste your time, sitting down and doing nothing and getting nothing as well? You have to have a benefit from that. Either you get your knowledge, you get your network, expand your, business opportunities, and all the other factors that you would like to, develop, joining that community. That's it. Thank you, Okkie.
Right. Thank you very much, Pak Wayah. But okay, you have anything else to add from this? No, all right. Let's continue for the next question. Then it's from Mutia Mutia. This question is very, very good. Why do founders need their company to scale up? When is actually the right time to know that our company needs it? Now, I think everyone can answer this. Let's start from the I think Mbak Okkie first, Mbak Okkie. Tadi Mbak Steak already done. I think let's start with Mbak Okkie. But what do you think from your side?
Putting it on the spot. Okay. So I think perhaps I can speak on a general term of why I think a business should scale. Being an entrepreneur myself previously, not tech-based, not tech-enabled, but I think scaling a business means like setting the stage to enable and support the growth of your company and your company as well. So it gives the ability to grow when the company is ready, when the business is ready, and it requires a lot. It's only like, oh, we have capital to grow, we know the next market we want to target, but it's also the planning, is the funding, and having the right structure, the right business model as you scale. The human resource, which is a trending challenge, I think, with many entrepreneurs around the country, the technology itself, but also the partnership. So I think as in general, for me, it is important for a business to grow. Not only that states business continuity and sustainability of the business, but it allows you as a leader, an entrepreneur, to grow your team, to be more innovative and creative as well, and seeing, it affects the brand equity as well in the future. So it is important to scale. At least it is important to know how to scale the right way as well. But I feel like Wayah would know a lot more in depth, and especially Stefanie being an entrepreneur, and how she would have probably scaled Foodizz as well would be a better input in addition to my statement earlier. Yeah.
Thank you, Mbak Okkie. Stefanie or Wayah, you must have some opinions on this. Please share with us also.
Why don't you go first, Steph? Okay. I'm really interested actually about this question. Okay. As an entrepreneur, you have very private motivation. Yeah. Every entrepreneur has their own motivation. But in scaling up is actually scaling up our motivation or goals. For example, what is your reason for being an entrepreneur? For example, at first, mostly our motivation is like we want to have proper income for our family, for example. After that, I think you have to think, or you can think deeply. I think what is the most thing you want to do in your life? For example, if I will be leaving this world like tomorrow, or in the next 7 days, or in the next year, or in the next 3 years, what are the things that I really want to do in this world? I think most entrepreneurs are thinking about those kind of impacts they want to do. Scaling up is really helping to achieve those goals that you have in yourselves. For example, in mine, I'm really into changing and elaborating or scaling up the F&B industry in Indonesia. For example, a business owner, they don't have any knowledge properly about the F&B business. They can only acquire like 100 customers, and then they only can employ 5 employees. But when I building Foodizz and then spreading the knowledge about the F&B business knowledge, and then how to manage the F&B business to be scale up, acquired not only 100 of customers, but they can acquire like thousands or 50,000 customers. Probably they can employ not only 5 employees, but they can employ like 200 employments. So there are more than 200 times like 3 persons in a family that can have an impact. So I think every entrepreneurs have their own private motivation, but scaling up is actually helping us to achieve our goals, or scaling up our goals as well. So I think that's from my personal perspective regarding on this question.
Thank you very much, Beste. It's really, really, really insightful. Oh yeah, you have something to add for this one?
Yeah, just very quickly. Let me just put it this way. I think Mbak Okkie and Steph has been very kind in answering this kind of question. But let me kind of like, bring you back to reality. let's say that you are Edward Tirtanata, yeah, the founder of Kopi Kenangan. Do you think you'll be satisfied with just only 2 or 3 outlets? Or are you satisfied with the current situation that they are facing? I think they have more than 400 outlets across Indonesia. Now, so when you're talking as an entrepreneur, why do we have to scale up? We do have to scale up. You want to be bigger. You want to, like Stay and Okkie mentioned, you want to be, you have your private goals and everything and so on, but you want to have sustainability in your business. You want to have sustainability in your revenue, and then you want to increase your profitability and everything and so on. And you won't be able to do that other than scale up. And then coming back to the scaling up is what kind of strategy and execution plan that you want to develop in order for you to scale up into what size. So I think I'm just giving you that so you will understand why scaling up is the most important thing in a startup to, let's say, become sustainable and competitive as well.
Okay, Pak Wayah, thank you very much. That's hit the reality, but it's true, guys. All that entrepreneur, that's true. You need to see that you need to be scaled up. Now, for the next question, speakers, bear with us. So it's from Gusti Prabawa. She asked it that related to the network, is it possible to create the collaboration between the participants when joining the program? Pak Wayah, I guess this one you can be answered, Pak Wayah.
Sure, definitely. I mean, one of the most interesting part of our, let's say, community or our ecosystem is a collaboration between entrepreneurs. And I think Stay have already experienced that as well. In our other programs, we encourage that collaborations because of that. People are getting opportunities, are able to identify new markets, able to scale up as well. So within the target participants of the 35 participants later on who are selected, they are welcome to open all collaboration as long as it's touch and benefit both of the collaborators, or even more than just only one, but multiple parties that are involved. So that's definitely we are encouraging, and we definitely will be able to facilitate that collaboration as well.
Thank you very much, Pak Wayah, for the information. Now, entrepreneurs, speakers, I think our time is done. Thank you very much for this great insightful session. Mbak Stem, Mbak Okkie, Pak Wayah, thank you very much for this one. It will be very happy. I hope that all the entrepreneurs that here right now and listen to our conversation, it will be useful, and hopefully they register straight away into the Nurture to Scale program. Now, for the closing for this, thank you again so much to our 3 amazing speakers today, Pak Wayah, Ms. Okkie, Ms. Stefanie. From the discussion, we can conclude it that the growth of startup in Indonesia is really high in the last 3 to 5 years, with so many struggles and pain points that startups needs to deal with, startups need to solve it, and also scale up their businesses. One of the answers to that question is that startups seek collaboration to the right ecosystem that wants to move forward and creating something big. And I guarantee to you, Nurture to Scale is the form of the answer. Thank you very much, everyone. Speaker, thank you very much. Before we closing this, I also want to thanks to our community partner. We would also like to say thank you to Impala Networks, Angin Indonesia, Clapham, Block 71 and Innovation Factory, Cowork Inc., Impact Hub Jakarta, Girls in Tech Indonesia, and El Samara Co-working Space. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Rizky, and don't forget to follow our Instagram at Nurture to Scale and register for the program. I'll see you again, and thank you, and goodbye.